Hey guys, welcome to Essential Classes. My name is Esen Niyazov. I'm a founder of Essential AI, and in this video series, in this playlist, I am going to be explaining more in details about my newly launched course, which is called No Code Development. And the reason I want to record the video series, I think it's going to be about 3 to 5 videos. And in these 3 to 5 videos, I will be explaining you more in details about the just overall the software development, just overall the startups and the small projects, MVPs, and my own experience, how we used to develop a software, how we used to build the software in the traditional approach, and why I picked this new kind of a growing market, this growing tools, which is again called no code development. And I want to give all these details. I want to give my analysis. I want to give more about this, a little bit of news about the market as well, because I think just based on my just judging based on my students and the people who are signing up and the other people who are asking some questions about this specific course, I think a lot of people are not really aware of what exactly this course is about and how exactly they will be learning what, like, I mean, this is definitely uh, some new approach of building a softwares but without writing any code. And a lot of people seem to be confused about, like, what do you mean by saying we don't write any code but we still build some kind of a software? So that's the reason of the whole video series of what I am recording right now. So today I will be just not showing you any kind of technical tools. This is obviously first video. In this video, I will be explaining you more about the IT, more about software development, what kind of people work, what kind of technologies are used in this software development, and also about just a prediction and some statistics and facts about how the softwares are getting developed right now and what is the impact of this newly breakthrough AI breakthrough, because right now it's not a secret that everybody is talking about on the social media, everybody is talking about on the news, that AI is here, new models and new approaches of doing some tasks are, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, is changing. So definitely exciting things are happening in IT industry. And just quickly, my own experience for those who are watching this video for the first time. My name is Esen Niyazov. I'm a founder of Essential AI, and I've been working in IT for 7 and 8 years. I started as an SDET, as a tester, but I do still have a computer science background in the past. And for the past 5 years, 4 years, I've been running my own company with my partners. But mainly, we've been teaching people. We've been helping people to get into an IT market, get a high-paying job, learn coding from complete background, no coding background. So I have a mainly I have experience in teaching coding, training people, coaching, helping them with the soft skills, helping them with the resume, helping them with the tasks, and just kind of guiding them what to do if they want to get into IT, what to do if they want to get a job in big companies in United States, in back home, my Kyrgyzstan, in Central Asian market, in Moscow, in Russia. So in Europe, doesn't really matter. We had a lot of students who actually ended up getting a jobs in the Europe as well, in Moscow, in Bishkek, in, of course, in United States mostly. Because I live in United States, I live in Silicon Valley today. So yeah, let's get started. In today's video, and just to give you a heads up, this video series is going to be about maybe 3 to 5 videos. And within this video series, I will have a chance to basically demonstrate what kind of tools I will be teaching in my no-code development course. What are the benefits and what are the advantages and some other details about those certain tools, and what are the other alternatives of these certain tools, and just kind of give you taste of how to build a software without writing any code. And especially these days, as you know, again, AI is here, and AI technology is giving a lot of power to those no code development tools, because no code development tools is not a new thing. It's been there already, like maybe 4 years, 5 years, even more. But with this new AI, uh, LLMs are growing and newer models are coming up. The no code development tools are getting the advantages of this. They are getting, using these benefits of adding some new functionalities, new features, and it's becoming more obvious that I think the no code development tool market approach of building a software with no code development tools is getting bigger and bigger. And in my slides, I will still show you some of the statistics as well. So let's talk and let's just jump into my presentation. Again, just to give you a reminder, very soon I have this no code development course starting. So if you are interested in this, in the end of these videos, if you understand, if you realize that this is something that you are interested, this is something that you want to have as a skill set, then make sure that you sign up for the courses so that you learn it. And about this first video, in this specific video, I will not be showing you any kind of tools. I will not be getting into any kind of technical stuff, but I will give you just kind of an overall idea how the softwares are done and how we're gonna be approaching to do it. So let me show you. So let's share my screen, and here it is. No code development. No code, but code, but no code. The reason I put this specifically, code but no code, is all the time there is gonna be a code. If there is any software, if there is any system that you are using or somebody else is using, that means there is some kind of a code behind it. No code development simply means that there's gonna be just a set of tools who are generating the code for us. So we, as a person, as a developer, might not be writing any code, but behind the scene, there's still gonna be some kind of a code, which I will come to it and I'll explain you a little bit later. But before we jump into that, I want to explain to those just kind of a overall softwares, overall IT, because I'm sure that there are gonna be many people who have completely no idea about the IT. And mainly those kind of people are coming to my courses. Mainly those people are the ones who are interested in these courses. Because if you are already a developer, if you are already some kind of a technical and doing some kind of a development job, I mean, this course definitely gonna be some new skills for you, and it gives you even more confidence to build maybe all parts of the software. But my guess is mostly people are gonna have like no background at all, or maybe a little background in technical, in coding and programming. But again, you don't need any kind of coding background for this course. So let me just jump into my presentation. So here, as you can see, building a software. So when we talk about building a software or just overall like IT or technical stuff, people usually think about, oh my God, this is a headache now. What kind of software are we talking about? What kind of program are we talking about? So, first of all, let me tell you what is not IT that we want to work. It's not the operating systems, it is not the firmwares, it is not the device drivers, utility programs, and so on and so forth, because those kind of things are really, really complicated. And I have no idea, even though I am in IT, and I'm sure that a lot of people who work in IT also have no idea what those system level programs and system level and the hardware level device drivers and utility programs. So that's why there is this picture which is really confusing, some math, some physics related, some formula related stuff. So this is not the IT that we're talking about, okay? The IT that we are talking about, or these softwares that we are talking about, is just simply the applications that we normally use on a daily basis. And I'm sure that you also use it on a daily basis. If you go to some website, for example, you use some Amazon.com and purchase something, or if you're not in the US, somewhere else, you can just imagine, visualize anything you want. So here are the most popular four types of software applications I listed. So the first one here is this desktop application. So desktop application is, as the name it says, describing, it's a computer application. So when you have a computer laptop and you have to download some kind of application, for example, like Word or Excel or some other applications that you download on your laptop and use it. That is what the desktop application is. And the second one is web apps, web applications. This is, we get into more in detail as well, because this is what we are going to be particularly talking about today. Web applications is, again, it's a website, it's a web applications where applications where you access through the internet, through the browser, I mean. And the third one is a mobile apps. It's not a secret, it's just a regular apps on your phone. And the fourth one is a browser extension. Maybe you used it, maybe you did not use it yet, I don't know. It's basically the extensions, that little programs that goes as a plugin to your browser. Like if you have a Chrome browser and you can just add some kind of a little program, it's gonna do a certain task, it's gonna be some useful in some cases. So depending on what you want, there's gonna be some, it's called the browser extensions. Those are also applications, some little applications. So but today, and this whole software development, is this courses gonna be about this two types of applications. The first one is web applications. The second one is mobile applications. Okay, so as you see this picture right here, it's just a regular normal applications that we use. So there is nothing to be scared. There's nothing to freak out when you hear about software, some IT. This is very straightforward, and especially these days, I mean, if you're maybe like, I don't know, 50 years old, or I don't know, just like a little older side of your age, maybe it's really complicated. But I am guessing that most of the people who are watching this gonna be maybe younger side of, what younger side of these ages. So that's why I just assume that you already are aware what the web applications are and what the mobile applications are. Okay, so the next one, it doesn't matter like which one are we talking about. It's the mobile applications we're talking about, the web applications we're talking about, desktop applications we're talking. It doesn't matter. I just want to quickly here explain you. It's a basic software architecture. Okay, when you have a phone, or when you know already some kind of a website, just visualize that. Let's take an example of the very famous Instagram mobile application. Okay, so every single applications that we normally use on a daily basis, it has a 3 layers. Okay, so the first layer is called the front end. This front end is basically what we see on our device, on our uh, smartphone. If we are using a laptop, some web application, then whatever I see on the screen is the front end side. And everything, all the information that we see and the interaction functionalities, when you click on it, something is happening. When you go there, type your username, password, click, it's gonna be working with something called the backend. And backend is usually, it looks something like this because it's just a lot of code. It's just gonna be a lot of code where backend developers are writing, and it basically works with the front end. So front end, we have what we see. Backend, we have is what we don't see. And but these 2 layers, they talk to each other. This essentially, this whole thing is just one app. Okay, and there's going to be one more layer. It's called a database. Database, you can think of this as just a regular storage. For example, like I am building some application. Obviously, I need to have some storage for my, let's say, media, for my images, pictures, videos, name, last name, city, any data, any information that we have to use in our application. We need to obviously save them in somewhere, because that's how it is working, right? You can pull out your phone right now, you can go to Instagram and search for something. It's gonna come some media, some information is gonna come. Where they are coming from, they're coming from basically database. Okay, so this is again simplified version of this software architecture. It's important, but there are more stuff going on just outside of this picture. And I just gave an example here. Like there's something called APIs, there's something called caching layer, there's something called load balancer and security layer and performance and so on and so forth. These are the things that I just put it just to make it complicated, but in the real like applications, in the bigger applications, a little bit complicated applications, um, companies have to take care of all these performances, security issue, load balancing, making sure that everybody is, experiencing the best version of your software and so on and so forth. But those are the things that we don't really have to focus in the beginning, because there are levels in IT. Okay, um, and this particular no-code development, we're gonna be focusing on solo developers. Solo developer means this is single developer. Like you will be able to basically build yourself, and there will be like a levels of your products. Not all the products, they just have an ideal everything like load balancing, security, performance is crazy working. It's not like applications like that. Okay, there will be a levels. Just like we go to a school like first grade, second grade, fourth grade, and then keep going and going, just like that, applications start at some point. Okay, they start very small and then grow. If there is any growth happening, then it grows. So this is basically how the like a basic architecture of the software. So now that we are clear with how the software architecture is, let's look into now um, more specific technologies of the certain application types. So for example, the first type is web application. The one that I mentioned is web application, or the web app is software that is accessed through the web browser over the internet. So you go to something.com, you go to something.kg, something dot whatever. All these are called web applications. Okay. So web applications usually have again 2 parts. As you can see in this picture, we have a regular, normal, some online shop. We have a products, we have some rent, ratings, price, descriptions, title, and so on and so forth, and media, and so on and so forth. So we have, first of all, the layer. If you remember in the previous slides I showed you in the presentation, we have a layer called front end. So when the developers are dealing with the front end, these are the core three technologies that are used. It's called the HTML, it's called the CSS, and then JavaScript. And of course, these are like a core technologies, but most of the development happens using something called framework. So framework, you can think of this as like a template. So, I mean, we are living in 2024, okay? IT is not new. All these technologies are not new. So nobody is just sitting there building stuff from completely scratch. There are already very popular, very easy, already structured templates. You can think of this as a template, which is gonna be just like you just have to do certain actions, certain methods, certain things that you need to, memorize and practice so that building the application will be easy. So that is what the framework is. Okay. So for the front end of the web applications, there are popular frameworks called React, AngularJS, Vue.js, and there are a bunch of others as well. Because, I mean, again, it's not new. Okay, in IT, even like there are hundreds of program languages. I think there are even like thousands of program languages. That's why we're not gonna get into more in details. You just need to understand at this point is front-end development uses this kind of technologies, and the back-end development use, these are just the samples, examples. Okay, it's not like backend developers are using Python, Java, PHP, Node.js, all of these technologies at the same time for one project. Developers can pick any of these things. Okay, and even there are no developers who knows Python, Java, PHP, Node.js, C Sharp. It's not like that. So developer is expert in one thing or two thing or just a little bit more stuff. Okay, developer can be a Python developer. If they are a Python developer, they can still build a backend. If they are a Java developer, again, same thing. They can still do the same backend development, but simply using a Java. And PHP and Node.js, C Sharp, same thing. So just like the front end frameworks, we have backend frameworks as well. So backend frameworks, just a couple of examples I put, like Django is the Python related, Ruby on Rails, obviously on Ruby, and Express.js. So these are just some of the frameworks that are used, that are simplified or like a templates for the developers to use it. And again, we have three layers, right? This is the front end, these are the back end, and what we have is here we have a database. It's a storage, and these are the some of the databases. So again, now at this point you understand that just to build one type of software, in this example is a web application, there can be a different technologies that developers use. Okay, depending on what they are trying to do, depending on what kind of technology they know, they can build it. The same thing can be done Python, same thing can be done using Java, same thing can be done using PHP, so on and so forth. Okay, so this is these are some of the examples of the technologies that are used. And the next one, it's a mobile application. So mobile applications, as just a regular mobile app, mobile applications are the software programs designed to run on smartphones and tablets. So on your mobile, you open any app, they were most likely were developed using one of those technologies here. Okay, just to give you a heads up, we know that there are two types of mobile smartphones. First one is iPhone, another one is Android. So iPhone has its own system. iPhone has its own operating system, which they don't allow any kind of program languages or any kind of technologies to uh, they don't allow all the program languages to build some kind of stuff. Okay, they require Swift, it's the program languages, or Objective C. These are the two program languages that you have to learn if you want to build apps for iPhones and iPads. They basically the same. If you want to build apps for Android phones, smartphones, it can be Samsung, it can be any other phones that run on the Android system. You have to learn Kotlin or Java. Okay, so these two technologies are basically building an application for the Android systems. So now that we know what kind of programming languages are used for the iPhones and for the Android, there is one more option. There is something called cross-platform development. So you got the idea. So you just write. There are technologies such as Flutter and React Native, and there's actually more, some Xamarin or some other, but these are two very popular ones. Okay, if you use this Flutter or React Native, these two technologies are gonna be just one code for both on iOS and Android, or for iPhone and for Android phones. So you don't have to build the application. You don't have to write a code separately for Android and iOS. You can just do one code, and it's gonna work for both of these smartphones. So that's what the beauty of this technology is here. And as I said in the beginning, still we have to have some backend system. Backend is again all the logic, all the functionalities, and all this going to the database, bringing some information and making it available to see, uh, for to put for us on the UI level, like on the actual application visual side. We still have to have a backend. So again, the backend stays the same. Backend and the database, it's still there. So at this point, I really hope that you did not get confused. The whole idea is that every single platform, like this is a browser, we have that's one platform. We have a smartphone, iPhone, that's another platform. We have Android, that's another platform, right? So all these different platforms, they require their own specific technologies. As I have just explained to you, they are different technologies, and they are different program languages too. So if you know Python, you cannot just go open a Java and start writing a code, because Java is a different syntax, different grammars, different technologies. They work differently. But in the end of the day, they are both programming languages. You can still do the same thing using two different program languages, simply because they are different. Okay, I'm not going details right now in this video, like the different, then why do we have a Python, then why do we have a Java if they're doing the same thing. We're not getting into it at this point. What you need to understand is there are so many program languages, there are so many different frameworks, there are so many technologies that are used just to build some kind of mobile app, just to build some kind of web application. Okay, so and now, who are the people that are involved to build the applications, to build the softwares, to build a project. So here again, very simple, very basic titles, the people who are involved. It's obviously a team. I was building softwares, I was building mobile apps, I was building a web application with my team. I mean, at least we had a team, like maybe 4 or 5 of them, because at least because like I said, somebody has to do the front end, somebody has to do the back end, somebody has to do the design, somebody do this, do that. And if you don't have that, then your application will be just front end. You have a front end, you have a design, but there's no back end. That's not complete. That's why you have to have everybody in the team so that you can build a normal process. So you can build a complete application. So in this slide, in this presentation, the people who are working there, right? So backend developer must have UI UX designer is like the name it says is explaining. It's a designer. It's a person who is building all this layouts, who's building all this drawing, this design, this color picks, and where you place it, making everything user friendly. And front end developer is, again, it's building the front side of the application. iOS developer is the one who is building for the iOS, for the iPhones. Android developer is the person who is building the same application for the Android. So for example, and we have of course a founder, okay? So for example, I don't have an iOS developer, but I have Android developer, front-end developer, UI UX, and backend developer. What kind of project I might have? Of course, I can have a web application and the Android, but I cannot have an app for the iPhones. And the reason for that is because I don't have that iOS developer. And if I don't have an iOS developer, then nobody is writing a code to build this application for iOS. It's very logical, right? So this is understandable, I hope, at this point. But there is one more thing, okay? There's one more thing right here. As you know, this person right here is a Thanos. If you are really experienced, if you are so into IT, and if you've been working or like learning IT for a long time, maybe you are a full stack developer. Full stack developer simply means that the person who does all the layers, okay? Front end, back end, even mobile, anything that person can do, okay? The developer. So those full stack developers are normally, they are very experienced people. They are very technically very strong people, because just you can logically think about it, okay? Who can build all the front end, back end, mobile, anything, all the parts? Who can do this? Obviously somebody who's really experienced, obviously somebody who's really strong, right? Who's really technical. It's definitely not somebody who just started some IT recently. So this person actually exists in the market as well, okay? So we have to mention that. So this is how the softwares are getting built by all this team together. So now, really important part. Softwares only work with the code. Like I said in the beginning, there cannot be there is no, I mean, normally there is no such thing called no code applications, okay? But there are tools that write a code for the software. Again, there are many tools that can write a code for the software. So as a developer, I don't have to write a code. I can just use a tool which writes a code for me. This is what the no-code development is all about. I am not claiming that we have an application that doesn't have any code. No, every single application, every single software, if there is any, they're obviously running on some kind of a code. The difference is that those tools are the ones who are writing the code. Basically, you can think of those tools like a robot. Those robots are writing the code for us. But who's telling those robots, who's telling those tools what to write, what kind of code to write, what kind of code to generate, what to do, right? That is the person who is no code developer. Or this course is all about learning the tools that writes a code in order to build some software. This is what this course is all about. Okay, and I want to explain you, I want to give you a little bit of analogy in the normal IT industry. So when we talk about program languages, as I explained, there are hundreds, even maybe thousands of program languages in the world. But there are, of course, like very popular, very famous, most market share programming languages such as like Python, Java, JavaScript, Ruby, like all these popular program languages that you have heard. Those are the ones that are mostly used. But again, those are not the only program languages. There are like so many program languages. And when we talk about programming languages, we basically, we have two things. We have a low level program languages and we have a high level program languages. And in today's world, most of the programmers, most of the software engineers, software developers, whoever you want to call it, and also it doesn't matter if they are front-end developer, if they are back-end developer, if they are a mobile developer, it doesn't matter. They are mostly using high-level programming languages. That's why you see this Python, Java, JavaScript. These are the program languages that we know. These are called high-level program languages. And there are program languages that are called low-level program languages, such as machine code, assembly language, C, C++. I mean, C and C++ is still like a human readable humans can do it. But the difference between this low-level program language and the high-level programming languages is that low-level programming languages are the ones that were created the very first. So when back in the days when IT was new, of course, not that things were not so developed. Like the machines or the computers only understand like ones and zeros. Normally, I mean, they only understand the binary code, something called binary code. Okay, so because the IT was not so developed and advanced, people had to write so complicated code. And it's really, really hard to understand those code, and it's really, really hard to maintain and organize this code because at that time there was no like easier languages. But later, as the IT industry, as technology advanced and grew, this kind of Python, Java, JavaScript, and like more human readable, more human organizable. I don't know if that's the word or not. Humans can understand, humans can put them together, humans can basically maintain much, much easier than the low level program languages. And that's why these are called high level programming languages. Okay, even though many people find the code really complicated, like for example Java, Python, JavaScript, these are the, people find it really complicated. It's like so headache. I even find it so complicated. um, but these are still considered to be high level program languages, meaning that humans can still, work with these program languages. Okay, and the reason I am putting this presentation here is because I am comparing this right now with the new AI era. We can split, we can go from high level program languages to even higher. Okay, so programming languages, programming language level development, I put this here. This means that these are the languages that we have to write and develop in order to build some software. And I put here no code or low code tools, which are like very popular tools like Bubble, Flutterflow, Buildship, Webflow, and so on and so forth. There are actually a lot of no code and low code tools as well. So the reason I put this one here as a little bit higher level is because even these programming languages are complicated. Even they are hard for us to understand, to put the logic, to do all this organizing and maintenance. Because for a person who have no IT background, for a person who have no coding background, of course, like you have to sit there and learn all the coding. And this is not so fast thing, okay? Let's be honest, if you want to become like a great programmer, you have to spend time, because these are the things that you have to learn over the time. You keep, you keep coding, solving some problem, because in the end of the day, these are not like a human languages. They are the languages that computers understand. So it's not so easy to talk to the computer. So, but one higher level is basically no code. It's just, you can visualize it as a normal program where you just click this, click that, drag this one, and put this one. And behind the scene, the code automatically gets generated. So this is what this course is all about. And specifically from this list of tools, we will be focusing mainly, not only with limited with these two tools, there's gonna be more tools, but mainly this Flutterflow and Buildship. These two tools are now growing really fast. And I think with the help of AI, they are becoming even more powerful and more powerful, which you will see yourself. Okay, so Flutterflow and Buildship. So next, there were some questions actually. There are some still confused people. Hey, okay, so no code development. I want to learn this no code development. What am I gonna do with this? Is this only for your own startup? What is this? So I want to give a little bit more um, detailed information on this, okay? So after learning this no code development, you can think from two opportunities. First of all, of course, it's you're starting your own startup. This no-code development with the AI integration is the best if you want to build some of your own startup. Right now, as you know, AI is here and so many new tools, so many new libraries, so many new opportunities are here. And with my prediction, it's not like who am I to predict, right? It's like a really highly credible people are saying that almost all the softwares, if they have to integrate the AI, or they have to have a different software that is compatible with the AI, or you have to basically recreate your certain software with the AI, because all the tools that will not be using AI, all the softwares that will not be using AI will be outdated very soon. This is what the experts are saying, meaning that right now there are so many opportunities around any market. You can look at it. If you work in trucking, you can think about what kind of things are happening in the trucking industry, what kind of automation you can do, what kind of data you can use and give it to the AI that can analyze and that can give you a certain solution, and you can find an opportunity there. If you work in education like me, I am, for example, building this essential where I just want to give a little bit of background, right? Why am I building this essential as well? uh, Running a coding bootcamp school have a huge operation. So you have to teach people, you have to teach students, you have to have a mentors who show some support, you have to have a people who prepare some assignments and check their assignments, check their code, what is wrong with this and that. So all this, most of these operations, such as like, giving them a test, giving them assignments, asking them certain questions, getting the answers, validating if they are right, telling the right thing or not, checking their code, and so on and so forth. All these things are now can be automated with AI, because AI obviously can do it, and it essentially is in the process of building this platform. So I'm just giving you an example of uh, you should not be scared to start your startup. And I don't, at this point, I don't even want to use the word startup, because when we think about like startup, this is a scary word. Startup is something like Uber. Startup is something like Airbnb. Startup is something like some crazy $1 million stuff. No, it doesn't have to be. Let's replace the word startup with the project then. Okay? You can basically start some kind of a project that can have, let's say, 200 users. All right? 200 users can pay you maybe $10 monthly for your service, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? So, and that basically generates $2,000 monthly. So that's a business for you. That's, you don't have to build some Uber, you don't have to build some crazy startup. It can be very small and in fact, I think this is where we are going, because the easier it gets to build the software, in every single, maybe even every single company, or some small group of people are gonna be needing a certain tool. And uh, why? Because a lot of people will be able to build the software with the help of AI. So before this time, it was not like this. Why? Because it was so hard to build the software. Even if I have like a very simple operation in my business, I have to use some huge software which I don't use like 90% of it. Maybe 10% of that software features I use, but 90% of it I don't use. And why they build all this 90% of this too? Because they want to give this software to everybody. To me, as a small business, to bigger companies, they obviously use other 90% of the software. So that's the reason why the market was uh, basically using a different approach. And with this new AI thing, and with this new approach of building a software getting easy, is gonna change the market drastically. And I don't understand how people don't see this. It's like, uh, basically, you know, if there are like 10 people, maybe five of them can easily build a software. Why? Because eventually it's gonna become even just a prompt. Right now, even today's world, at this point, even right, we are right now what, in July 2024, and it's just a new, still, like, compared to the just overall timeline, AI is still new, but still today you can build a software, like a very simple software with the prompt. So again, we will see about that. But the purpose of this no code development is definitely gonna be great fit for you to start your own something that can definitely, make a good business for you. And there's something called MVP, minimum viable product. Minimum viable product means that you need to validate your idea. You know, everybody has an idea. Everyone has, oh, okay, I have a great, unique idea that people are gonna love it. Well, do you want to build it? Well, if you don't, if you cannot build it yourself, if you cannot do it yourself with the very cheaper way, then you're gonna have to hire again. You're gonna have to hire 5 6 people just to do UI design, just to do some basic backend, just to do some basic front end, maybe some simple mobile app, and then put this thing together. It's gonna cost you thousands of dollars. And do people even use it? Who knows, right? So that's kind of a risky stuff. That's the reason why I think this no code development is perfect for those who are looking for an opportunities, for those who are awake and aware what is going on in the world, for those who are sick of their job and looking to build something for a certain group of people, and maybe build some great successful business on this. So this is what the startup is all about. And if you say, "Oh no, I am not about that. I don't need any startup. I don't have any idea. I'm not even interested in this." Well, that's also fair, because people who don't work in IT, or people who are not really into, building and running their own stuff, this is also not easy. So for those, I want to quickly give you what kind of job opportunities it could be. Of course, even today's world, you can go and go to a job market and say no code developers, you'll definitely find some opportunities, because there are people who are looking for these people, right? There are people who have an idea and they don't even have any time to learn no coding, even no coding, right? They just have some money, have idea, but they're looking for some cheaper options to build their products MVP as fast as possible. You can definitely get a lot of jobs too. But right now it's not like crazy job market for this, because again, this tools, this approach is new. It's growing really, really fast. So the demand on the market is growing really, really fast. And having the skills to build a fully functional app, of course, it's never a waste. Like, this is, in fact, is a great investment. You will see very soon yourself that your skills might end up having like one of the most important skills that you have invested. Maybe you will find some great job. Maybe you will, somehow build something, and you basically you will never regret for this. And overall in the market, it's growing really really fast. And I have some more statistics actually here. Why no code developer? The market in 2019 was 10 billion for this no code development market, and it's projected to have $187 billion. This is, you can Google this, is a very simple statistics for the 2030, meaning that we're how far we are, like it's 5 6 years away from this. And look at this difference between 10 billion to almost 200 billion. This is a huge market. This basically tells that the no code development is gonna be growing from today's world like so fast that you have to watch out for this. And the AI technology breakthrough, AI is giving a surprise power to the no code tools. Again, like I already mentioned about this, all these no code tools are not just, it didn't come with the AI, first of all, okay? It was there before even AI. But with this AI new technology, these new no code tools are getting advantage from those. They are using this AI technologies, and just basically, it was a surprise power for them. So that's why I think the no code development is not the same no code development like a year ago or 2 years ago. It was, maybe it was boring and not so great opportunity, but with the AI and no code, this is unbeatable. And few more very important things to pay attention. Sam Altman, he's the CEO of OpenAI. He said there will be a billionaire with the B, a solo developer, single person who uses a IT, obviously some project with the AI. So he is basically saying that building something as some kind of a product that can worth billions is possible with the AI. That's what he's saying. And the second guy is Jensen Huang, is an NVIDIA founder and CEO. Again, NVIDIA is a $1 trillion company. It's like a $3 trillion company. They are in the hardware. And he is saying that don't study computer science. He is saying that English is the new program language. You have to know how to ask the AI to build the software, and that is the way we are going. That's what he said. It's not my words, it's his words. The next guy is Andrei Karpathy. He is a former director of AI at Tesla. He is actually a co-founder, a co-founding team in OpenAI as well. I don't know why I didn't put here, and he's very important guy in the AI research. He's definitely like the guy. He's like an AI guru. Okay. Yeah, Elon Musk, we know Elon Musk. By the way, this Andrei Karpathy is also saying that hey, English is the new hot program language. That's what he's saying, and he is saying that um, he's also actually in the projects. I don't remember what exactly he said, but Elon Musk, again, Elon Musk is also saying that AI is going to take over pretty much everything because he believes, I mean, he obviously uses a whole bunch of AI in his own companies. Andrew Ng, I don't know if this is just the Ng. He's a co-founder of Google Brain and Coursera. As we know, Coursera is courses. He's also saying the same thing. He's saying that, hey, look, AI is here and you have to pay attention. This AI is the way to go and learn something and build something. This technology is basically going to take over pretty much all the industries. That's what they're saying. Again, I can sit here as an SN, somebody who has like a couple of years of experience, who built some very small apps, and try to convince you that this is the future. Or you can think of all these people who are saying this the same thing that I'm saying. And for the bonus, I put here two very interesting videos. The first one is from the Y Combinator. It's a startup school. There, this guy is the Dalton and Michael. This guy is a Twitch founder, co-founder. So what they are saying in short is, look, this time, this moment that we are living right now at the moment is something like a internet just came very new. They're comparing to that. Also, they are saying that right now you need to learn somehow, you need to figure out how to put these technologies together as soon as possible. Find somebody who can put these things together, like AI thing, software thing, and apps. Just put them together, you can basically build any business you want. That's what they are saying, because I mean, this is Y Combinator. Y Combinator is the startup school, whose graduates are, some examples are like Airbnb, right, Uber, and a whole bunch of other, like, their all collectively valuation was like $600 billion, $500 billion companies. So, and here it's closer to us, closer to our heart, right? Is a OG, tech OG, I think, Arman. He's based in Almaty. He's from Kazakhstan. He has a video actually. It's on YouTube. You can basically type this, and I watched it. I was very surprised actually. He's basically mentioning and pointing out the same thing. He's saying that AI is basically going to be really important in the software development. He's saying that a lot of people will be just able to build stuff like easily with the AI. So and this no code development with AI, which the course that I am offering and which the course I'm talking about is definitely is the great beginning for this. So again, these are everything that I have to share with you today, and I think that at the moment we are living really in the very special time, and you need to pay attention. This is not a joke. This is really really important. Even let's say you're not going to be using a no code development, but you still have to be aware of how to use these tools, because it's not like something that you can just only apply for the apps. You can apply it to basically anywhere. So you need to learn these tools with me, and I will show you how to apply it in the real world. And I'm pretty sure that you will find an amazing opportunities in this. So in this next upcoming videos, I'm gonna be more in into demonstration. So obviously I'm gonna be showing you how to use, just to give you a taste of the development. I'm just gonna be showing you how I build the features, how I build the functionalities without writing any code, and it's still gonna be just a normal application. And I'll show you some of the magical AI powers, so which maybe you'll end up really loving it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I know it's long, but bear with me. In the next videos, I'll make sure that it's gonna be shorter. Take care.